All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I'm Is There No One Else, and the video I'm covering today is going to be discussing the Expert Hunter changes as well as Silver Bolts. Now, I kind of overlooked these when I first did the patch notes. Obviously, the patch notes, my review was about 2 hours long. There's a lot in there, and so there's a lot that I missed. If there's something in specific that you want to see looked at, please comment in the section below. I will obviously, if I find it interesting, I will provide my opinion on it, and I will make a video and go over it. So, yeah. Anyways, Expert Hunter. They changed what both of them do. Evil Hunter no longer grants 25% reduced stamina cost for Fighter Guild's abilities. Instead, it grants up to 25% damage dealt with non-ultimate Fighter Guild abilities. So, this is a potential huge buff to Silver Leash and Trap. So both those are getting buffed by 25%, which is a huge number. Camouflage Hunter no longer costs more than the base form. No longer grants Minor Berserk from successful sneak attacks, and now grants Minor Berserk from dealing critical damage from an enemy's flank. So still, once again, like a Nightblade style thing. Decrease the duration of Minor Berserk to 5 seconds from 10 seconds. So for this, we're going to be looking at Evil Hunter because a 25% increased damage is very, very interesting. Silver Bolts, this ability has been brought into our spammable category. So now Silver Bolts is a spammable, which coincides pretty well with Expert Hunter, specifically Evil Hunter, which was already a pretty powerful ability. This ability has been brought into our spammable category and will be balanced as such. Increase the damage dealt by approximately 12.5%. Pretty nice buff. Decrease the cost. This ability no longer snares enemies hit. Spin them crossbows. And now we have the two morphs. Silver Shards. This ability now hits all nearby enemies to your original target instead of having a cap. AoE damage is now 25% weaker instead of 50. AoE damage now ranks up 1%. All right, and then Silver Bolts decrease the damage of this ability by approximately 25%, increase the cost, reduce the snare potency. So this is the one that Silver Bolts is the one that snares, and so they made it less of a spammable. So this is more of like a utility slow, and Silver Shards is going to be our spammable. So what we're going to look at in this video, guys, is specifically Evil Hunter paired with Silver Shards, the morph. So it was already hitting pretty hard. I was getting 10k tooltips on some builds, and now this buff plus this 25% means that this could actually be a very powerful spammable. So, as you guys can see, we have Silver Shards on our bar. I am wearing 7th Legion and Fury on my Stam DK, the build I was running before. I am also... so we are unbuffed right now. And we will switch from Evil Hunter to Turn Evil to look at the morphs. So if we buff up with Rally, we see that our Silver Shards jumps up to 8735. If we equip Evil Hunter, we see that our Silver Shards, it looks like it stays the same. So maybe I'm misreading. I don't really understand, but I thought that this Silver Shards would be buffed by 25%. And so it's not showing on the tooltip that this is being buffed by 25%. So we will do the test just to show it to you guys. And once again, like guys, if I'm missing something, let me know. I make mistakes. But we have 5873 non-crit for our Silver Bolts. If we put Evil Hunter on, when we get out of combat here, we're at 5873 still. So, Evil Hunter on our bar is not buffing Silver Bolts or Silver Shards, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. I guess I don't think that's working as intended. So that's too bad. But with that being said, guys, I mean, this is still a promising spammable. And so if we look at it, and keep in mind, guys, I am wearing Fury, and Fury is not buffing it. But if we look at our Silver Shards more buffed with Rally and 7th Legion, we're at 9324 now. With Fury procced, we'll be over 10k, 10.5, 11k. If we get the 25% bonus, we're looking at 12, 13k tool tips for Silver Shards, which obviously makes it a very intriguing option for a spammable. And so for those of us that are looking at Reverb and Ransack and don't like those options, and don't want to use Power Slam, we could potentially look at this. And so it also has no cap, and so you can hit a bunch of people with it at the same time. And so it's going to do 25% less damage to the person that to the person you're not pointed at. And so it makes it a decent AoE. So it's better for single target, obviously, but it's not a bad skill. And it actually, like, weaves semi-well. That's interesting. Yeah, so I think this is an interesting combination. I don't know why I went all the way up there. My bad. I think this is an interesting combination. And plus, as you guys know, for each fighter guild ability you have slotted, you get 3% more weapon damage. Now, if you look at this, Evil Hunter is now a useful skill. Well, it's not yet. Honestly, like, exposing cloaked enemies and having the crit value on a bar is still valuable. So even though this 25% is not working properly, it's still a good skill. So we could have 3%. Turn Evil's a nice CC now. We could potentially have a bar where we have Dawnbreaker Smiting as our ultimate, Silver Shards as our spammable, Turn Evil as our CC, and Evil Hunter as like our slot, get our crit bonus and our modifier. And we could potentially get 12% weapon damage on our front bar. Hell, I mean, we could slot Trap Beast if we wanted to as well, if we wanted the extra dot, and then do the full 15% on our front bar and really buff, get this value pumping for Silver Shards. So I think this is actually pretty damn good, guys. Like, it doesn't look like Evil Hunter's working properly, like I said, but this damage is solid. And like I said, I mean, my Fury is not procced, and with 7th Legion, my tooltip's at 95.66 right now, 99.69 with all these skills in my bar. Yeah. Very, very interesting. Obviously, it opens up a lot of opportunities for classes without spammables. If you're looking at, I'm looking at Stamsorc specifically, or hell, even a Stam DK. Like, if you don't want to use Dizzy and you want to use this as your CC and use your Silver Bolts as your spammable, I could definitely see this being an option. And so obviously you can still light attack weave with it. It's interesting. So that's going to be the end of the video. Wanted to get your guys' thoughts, but not bad. Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.